When we start out in our Azure environment, we expect everything to function as it's been designed to function. And we expect that all services will be fully available to us. However, in some cases, some services become degraded and some functionalities are no longer available to us because of a service issue with Microsoft. As well, sometimes we may require support or assistance from Microsoft in order to help us either with our configuration or with the availability of our product or recovering any type of data that we lost. In order to do that, we need to use help and support. So there is an actual help and support tool within the Azure portal. If I go here under help and support, the help and support tool opens up and shows the various options that I have for support from the Azure team. The first thing I see is the service health. Whether or not a service is not fully functional, has an issue, is down somewhere around the world, I will see that through service health. And I'll click on that portal in a minute to show you exactly how that's visible. As well, I can create a support request from this interface. A support request is essentially a ticket that we are opening with Microsoft, requesting for assistance. And when I click on Create a Support Request, I will be navigating through a series of questions. Microsoft will offer some solutions for me that are self-support solutions. And if there's no solution for me, then the ticket will be opened up, sent to Microsoft Support, and then I will wait for an answer. How quickly that answer will come and the type of support that I will get is mostly defined by my support plan. Now, if I click on my subscription, I see that there are different plans that are available. These are all support plans. Now, I am assigned the basic support plan, which is essentially the free support plan that every organization has. I can upgrade from that plan to a developer, standard, or professional direct plan. The main differentiator between these plans is the response time, with which severity Microsoft will treat my tickets and how quickly they will respond to my issues. I will have to tag my issues as being minimal, moderate, or critical in terms of business impact. And then Microsoft will respond with a support technician that will try to either assist me or resolve the issue on the back end. I'm just going to give you a glimpse of what these costs are like. So again, my plan is the basic plan and it is free. It is limited in terms of support. The developer plan is $29 a month, and it goes all the way up to the $1,000 a month for the professional plan. Again, these plans are for support only, and depending on the amount of production content that you run in your Azure subscription, you may want to invest in a professional direct support plan and have that premium support from Microsoft. From the help and support, as I mentioned, we can also see the service health. If I click on service health, I'll be redirected to another portal. And from this portal, I can see whether or not there are services around the world that may be affected by some type of a maintenance issue or a health issue. Now, sometimes a service may be unavailable only in one part of the world, but in the rest of the world, it's working just fine. And that's where this map becomes useful. As well, I can click on history, look at the health history. If my users reported an issue yesterday, but report that today that issue is no longer there, going through health history would help me identify if there was a previous service health issue inside of Microsoft Azure. So help and support is very useful for an organization to troubleshoot issues and get assistance from Microsoft in terms of resolving any problem with their resources. But remember that the response time that you will get from Microsoft will mostly be defined by the amount of money that you invest in a support plan.